How's it going today, everybody? Man, I've been grinding today, and I'll tell you, I'm feeling kind of tired, a little exhausted, but I had it on my mind, so I was thinking this would be the perfect time to share it with you as well. We just have to remind ourselves that whenever we're grinding, we tend to get a bit tired, fatigued, and sometimes you feel like you don't have time to yourself. But we have to remember that whatever work it is that you engage with in your life, that is your time to yourself. And that no matter what it is that you're doing, you're actually choosing to do that. And that if there is something other that you feel like you're supposed to be accomplishing in your life, then you would be doing that thing. And if you're not doing that thing and you find yourself dissatisfied, then you have to actually take personal responsibility to move toward whatever that is. Because unfortunately, though we can have support from others, nobody else can live your life but you. Now, with that being said, we all have different barriers in our life that may prevent us from achieving our goals. And we all have our own struggles. But part of the motivation for still working toward it anyway is knowing that this is your one opportunity to do so. And remembering that the harder that it is to move toward whatever it is that you're working toward, the more meaningful that must be for you in your life. Now, it's also really important that you don't fall into a bit of a psychological trap, because it's pretty easy to do so, actually, whenever thinking about the future and the goals that you set for yourself. We tend to create this idealized version of ourselves that whenever we seek to move toward them, we tell ourselves that we will accept who we are whenever we reach that place and that person, whoever that is to us. But the issue with that is that whenever you get to that state, you create a new ideal for you to move toward. And if you follow that mindset, you quickly find that you're living in a bit of a fantasy. You are constantly moving toward the next thing without ever appreciating where you are at. And so before you begin to set those goals for where you want to go, you first must accept yourself the way that you are now. And you have to fully appreciate who you are, and try to keep in mind that when you get to that place you're seeking to accept yourself, then isn't that accepting yourself in the present? And most importantly, no matter, if I'm telling you that you have to accept yourself that the way you are now, then how can you even set a goal for the future if you're supposed to be completely content with the present? You see, I would be giving you advice to just stay the way that you are. But the reason that actually that is not the solution is that we have to recognize the fact that change is the only constant in our lives. So no matter what it is that you are experiencing, day to day, it may appear to be the same thing. But over time, we experience this change, whether you are involved in that process or not. So it is up to you to be involved in that process. And in doing so, you actually gain the best of both worlds. So if you are to recognize this fact, then you know that who you are today directly is responsible for who you will be tomorrow. Now, with that being said, every day we produce that future outcome with these small habits and small choices that we make. And you can be your ideal self now while moving toward a progression that you are comfortable with. And so then your identity becomes not just this very moment and who you are, but the entire process itself. And once you recognize this fact, then you can finally come to the end conclusion that it is the process and not the result that is the most significant part of your life. It is the majority of your life will be this process. whatever that process is. And the end result, you get to briefly experience and enjoy that. But the majority of time, you're going to be working. You're going to be striving towards something. And so no matter what it is, no matter what you do, just today, think about that. Just take a moment to appreciate how hard you've been working, to recognize that that work is your time, and that you're choosing to do that, and that that is a big part of who you are, and that it matters to you, clearly. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing that thing. So no matter how fatigued or tired you feel at the end of the day, what you're doing counts for something. Thank you for your time today, everybody. If you enjoy this content, please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to giving you more content in the future.